Good afternoon, my video friends, bloggers, Facebook friends. Here we are today. What are we? Thursday, 24th of May. I just come home, doing a little bit of shopping, listening to the news, and two remarkable things have come out on the news today. The NHS. They are now turning around and saying, and they're getting everybody hyped up now. It's getting more and more and more on the news that everybody's going to have to fork out at least £100 and odd a week, which is about £1,000 odd a year for every working person in this country to prop up the NHS, because they're saying they're on the brink of disaster. The government's got no money to pay them. Really? Okay, let's just give you a ballpark figure. I'm not quite sure, but I think we're nearly 70 million people in this country. So you can honestly say 30, maybe 35% of that are working men and women. Every week you pay your contributions in, your national health insurance. It's taken out of your wages at source before you get it. So everybody's paying more than a tenner a week, I know that. So it don't take too much to work out the maths. How much money actually comes into the government's coffers each week? Every week. 52 weeks a year. It doesn't stop. You are paying your contributions to the NHS. But now they're turning around and saying, well, we need everybody to pay at least another £100 and odd a week on the wages that we get. Really? That means everybody's going to be way below the breadline. Well, the large majority of the working men and women in this country are going to be well below the breadline. Now, the younger generation are moaning and saying, oh, well, why should we pay this? It's not fair. They're taking it out of our wages. Well, when the NHS first started, it was backed by the government. And then as people started paying their contributions, what you did through your lifetime, through my lifetime. I started off in 1950. I'm going to finish somewhere not too many years away. But all the contributions that I've made in my lifetime are not for me. They are for the next generation, and that's how it works. This generation always pays for the next generation, and it goes on like that. But the government, or governments I should say, have used that money for various other things. And there's not enough money in the pot. In the world ranking of our so-called NHS, I think we're about 5th or 6th, maybe even lower. We pay 20% less in the budget for the NHS than most other countries in this world. So we're well down the rankings because the government choose to cut the services. So they thought many years ago, we'll put it in the hands of the privateers. Well, as you know, these fat cats that sit on the top floors of hospitals, same as it is down here in Devon. You can go to Derriford, you can go to North Devon, you can go to Exeter, and you generally find the top 2 floors of those buildings are filled up with office staff, and one humongous bloody stateroom for the fat cat who sits up there and wines and dines his visitors and talks over mundane crap. Basically how to fiddle more money out of the NHS. They get paid humongous amounts of money, and it goes in their wages, it goes in their bonuses, the fat cat corporations as I call them. The whole lot should be state run. It should be run by the state. Should not be run by these parasites that sit in there and take the money. It's all about the money. Every time you walk through the door in a hospital, you are a number. You're not a patient. It's, national health number? Yeah, okay, there you go. That's money. They don't give a shit about you, me, or anybody else. They just want your number so they know where to send the bill to the government. Because they're private companies, they bill the government, and the government have to pay their exorbitant, extravagant frickin' bills. But the government now are getting strapped for cash. So now they're advocating on the news today, I've heard it all day, bloody long, and it's making me sick, that everybody's going to have to cough up over £100 a week extra out of their wages in taxes to pay for the NHS. But will that money, if we do pay it, if the public... We haven't been asked yet, we're just being told. Now, like I've said to you before with the government, when David Cameron and Clegg came in, they said they will never ever do anything or pass any rule or any law until they ask us, the public. Well, the boot's now on Theresa May's foot. Is she going to ask us whether we want to pay it? Or are they just going to pass a stupid little law saying, well, tough shit, you've got to pay it. Whether you like it or not, you've got to pay it. So don't ask us. Now, what you've got to say to yourself is, you weigh up, do the figures. You've got calculators, do the figures. Say 35 million people in this country are working, all contributing. It's all above a tenner a week in contributions, national health contributions. Do the figures, work it out. That's money coming in every single week. It doesn't stop. It never stops. It's coming in all the time. So where's that money going? If it's not going to the NHS, where is it going? That 35 times or 35% of the population contributing. Companies contribute as well. You know, they all contribute. Where is that money going? It's a constant source of money. It's not like, oh, we're going to borrow it from you. It's a constant source of income. Now, are they going out bunging it to the EU? Oh, mind you, that's 55 million a day, I suppose. That's got to come from somewhere. Or are they playing silly war games somewhere? Buying stupid missiles? Playing around with poxy submarines? You know? They cost an absolute fortune. We never use the poxy things. There's no need for them. I don't care what anybody says. There's not anybody in this world that's stupid enough to bloody set off a nuclear bomb, mate. Well, there's got nothing going to be left for anybody. We're all gonna die. Yeah, suck it up and see. The only things that will be left on this planet, which is time immemorial, the only thing that will ever inherit this earth are the insects and the microscopic things that you don't see. They're amazing. Single cell things, not much of a brain, but they can survive nuclear war. We can't. Every living breathing animal on this planet will die. But the microbes and the insects are totally different. They survive. They've been here since the world began. And they'll be here long after we're gone, biting on our bones. So you've got to say to yourself, where is the money going? Where is it going? What's the government spending it on? Are they going to put all of that money into the NHS instead of sitting there saying, well, you know, we've all of a sudden we're getting over £100 a week off of everybody now contributing to the NHS. It's an awful lot of money. We don't really need to spend all that money on the NHS. We can spend it on other things. Really? Really? We need to look after the health of this country. If we're asked to contribute to the NHS, that money has to go in the NHS, nowhere else. It mustn't go to the EU. It mustn't bolster up some weak economy somewhere. It goes to our NHS. If I had anything to do it, I wouldn't pay it, because I would stand there and say, really? You can't run the NHS on the amount of money you get from us now, which is an awful lot. It is an awful lot. Do the maths. And you can't run the NHS. Really? Really? Well, if you can't run the NHS, that means you can't run the country. If you can't do that, you shouldn't be in power. You need to get out and put somebody in there that knows what they're doing. And when they say they're going to run the NHS, they run the NHS. They don't run it short, nick the budget, and chuck it off somewhere else to pay some other poxy idiot in the world. You know? Anyway, enough of that. Just a bit of food for thought for today. The next little gripe, and I've got to laugh, MI6 are now decided to run an advert on TV Well, we need to recruit people of ethnic minorities, so we're going to have black, white, pink, yellow, you name it, bearded fuckers, it don't matter. Doesn't even matter if you're a dumb schmuck. Or transvestite or transgender. You can be what you like. But let me tell you this. The only people that need to apply for a job with the MI6 are psychopaths. You've got to be a psychopath to join that shower of shit. Like Theresa May. A born and bred psychopath. Boris Johnson. They're all psychopaths. You've got to be in that type of work. The normal mundane person who thinks for himself, well, we can't have you in there because you know what's right and wrong, and you think for yourself, and you might take pity on somebody. So you're no freaking good. So only the psychopaths need apply for MI6. They're all fucking nutters as far as I'm concerned. Excuse my language. It has to be said. Psychopaths. But there you go. It's only Thursday. Bank holiday coming up. What are we going to have? Sunshine? Thunderstorms? I don't know. All sorts. But have a good weekend, my loves. Enjoy it for what it is. Next week you might be paying £100 more out of your wages for the NHS. And nobody's asked you. They're just taking it. Really? And that's what you voted for. The Conservative government that said, we won't pass any more laws or do anything until we ask you, the public. Really? Kiss my arse, as they say. They ain't going to ask you anything. They're just going to do it. Anyway, there you go, my loves. Enjoy the rest of the day. Have a great weekend. I'm still in Facebook jail, but this is going on there. So you'll see it. Have a good one, my loves. Don't forget, pray to your gods. God bless.